So chapter 11, I really enjoyed what the book had to say about laughter. I feel like it's really true that like a flippant laughter or laughing at someone is not, it's of the devil, it's not of the spirit. But like having fun and just enjoying yourself with family or being able to laugh at yourself in a positive way, to be able to see the humor in things, that comes from joy. And that is from the spirit. And I think that's important. Chapter 12 convicted me a bit because I feel like I'm becoming complacent. Like, not something that I'd really thought about, but I'm seeing it in myself now. Like, I spend a ton of time on my phone when I could be, honestly, doing the reading for my biblical survey class. But I feel like so much of my time is spent, like, I don't feel like I'm purposefully avoiding doing my stuff for my Bible classes or taking more time to pray or to read the Bible just to read it. I feel like it's a subconscious thing. Like, I'm allowing myself to be distracted, and that's a problem that I need to deal with. I think I need to be able to set aside some time and say, okay, this is a time that I would be spending on my phone, but I know I don't need to be doing that, so I'm going to set this time aside and like actually dig into the Word and pray. And I think that would really help me to become a better Christian and to just not get so distracted and down. And then chapter 13, I really enjoyed because it's the mention of it was bad that Wormwood allowed his patient to do something that he really enjoyed. Because we're meant to enjoy stuff. But in this chapter it's saying like, make your patient do stuff not because there's that complete joy in it, but because, oh, well, if I do this, then I'm going to feel like, yeah, I liked it. And, like, people say, well, I sin because I enjoy what comes after sin. Like, people, that's a legitimate thing that people say, but I don't feel like, I feel like sin is fun for a time. And then you get to the real meat of it, and that doesn't actually bring you joy. You're not enjoying it, you're enjoying the temporary result from it, and then the permanent result from it you're not going to enjoy so much. So I feel like it's important to see the difference of genuine enjoyment of going for a walk or reading a book that you really like compared to the junk that we're so tempted to do a lot of the time. Chapter 14, that chapter 14 cracked me up because that's something that they mention humility and like when somebody gets humble and then they realize that they were humble in that moment and then they're proud of themselves because they were humble and then they're like, oh, I can't be proud of myself because I have to try harder to be humble. And then they're proud of themselves because they tried harder to be humble. I've like been through that situation like a million times. So that was kind of entertaining to read about. And then chapter 15. This is something I really struggle with, is living in the present and not in the future, because I'm like a super future-oriented person. I like to know what I'm doing with my life. But it's also caused me a lot of stress in my life because I'm like, I want this to be perfect. And that's not really my concern. I shouldn't be concerned about my future other than to reasonably plan for it. Like, I want to have a future, but I shouldn't be concerned with it to the point that I am allowing it to distract me from my purpose here now. So, yeah.